Hello everyone. As I told you in the introductory video for game aptitude, we will be discussing different kinds of questions that come on game aptitude. So one of the kind is called a digit challenge. Since it is the first video for digit challenge, I'm calling it this is the video 1 part 1 for digit challenge. Okay, let me tell you what a digit challenge generally is looking like. Okay, so otherwise it seems to be fairly simple. As in, let's say I have an equation like this 5 into 4 plus 3 into 2. Now, this is going to be what? This is going to be equal to 26. So I have an equation like this. Now, what I do if, let's say, I erase this and I erase this and I replace them with boxes over here. Okay, boxes or blanks you can say, and I ask you what numbers are going to be, let's say, from my digits given, what number is going to be coming over here in these blanks. So that's a fairly simple question and the options will be given. Okay, so let's say the option is going to be, if I go with the simple, the correct one, the option would be like 4 comma 3. So this is going to be my right option. Otherwise I can have various other options which will be given. Okay, so it's a fairly simple one that I need to figure out which digits are going to be there. So as for the start, when the trainer is going to introduce digit challenge in the class, it will be like, moreover, it seems to be very simple. But at this point of time, the trainer must tell that, okay, the questions can start from a very simple level and they can go up to difficult level as well. Now, thereby, I am shooting this video in three parts for digit challenge 1, 2, and 3. 1 is like the introductory questions, second would be slightly difficult, and third would be even more difficult. Now, other thing is, if let's say you're thinking in terms of concept, so concepts are simple. There is no such concept as such. There you're just solving an equation and finding the unknowns. So otherwise, it's a very simple thing. But what happens in Cave Gemini is, let's what I told you in the introductory video as well. Uh, in 24 minutes, you're going to get 8 games. So effectively, one game is going to be given like 3 minutes. Let's say digit challenge is one of the games which came to a student, as in a student is attempting, and digit challenge is one of the games out of 8 which is coming for this particular student. Now the student will start getting questions which will be very simple, and as and when he is getting them right, he will be getting more difficult questions. And moreover, the thing is, the time is a big constraint over here. So the kind of questions which I'm going to show you in this video, moreover, they have to be done in kind of a 30-35 seconds. Now, this is where the catch is. Everything is simple, but it has to be done in 30-35 seconds. And one more thing, when you talk to students, they will say, okay, the questions are very simple. The questions were very simple. But because they were coming repeatedly, as in they keep on coming for 3 minutes, one game, as in if it is a digit challenge. Second game, let's say Pseudo, then it becomes little difficult. That's where the things might go wrong for students. Okay. Otherwise, for the start, it's a very simple one, kind of an equation, some unknowns. You need to figure out which is going to be the options. So seems to be simple. Otherwise as well, be with this video. And the second thing, very important thing, always on the video, try to pause the video, solve the question, let's say in 30 seconds, and check your answers. Okay. Okay, let's see. I'm going to tell you the trip tips and tricks as we move along, but be with the video. Okay, so let's move ahead and let's look for the questions. Okay, so we start off with a very simple one. Once again, a very simple one. So it's a straightforward one. 5 plus something, which is a product of 4 and something, is 13. So I would not, let's say it's a very simple one. So all of us know that's going to be 2. So this option is going to be correct. So you are getting the idea what is a digit problem, but I'm telling you frankly, this is not exactly going to be the case. It will start from the very simple one, certainly much more difficult than this. And then as we move on, it's going to be getting difficult. Okay. So let's keep watching the questions. Okay. Let's keep watching the video. Okay. Let's move to the second question. Okay. So this one here. Okay. If you have a look at this one, this was multiplied with 2 and you added something and you get an 11. Okay, so I can, as a kind of a strategy, I can also look at the options as well. So if I happen to look at the options, I am looking at this, something is getting multiplied with 2. Something is getting multiplied with 2, so my options are like 3, 3, 1 and 2. Okay, so I start off, let's say, I generally, as a strategy, I would suggest I will start off with numbers which are small. So in this particular case, I'm going to start off straight away. My option is going to be 1. So if I write a 1 over here, that would mean 2 into 1 is going to be 2. And the leftover, you can see the option is the leftover is 9. So 9 is going to come over here and this solves my question once again. So again, a very simple one. Only thing as a suggestion from my side was you got to look at the options, but then I picked the option generally most of the time it is going to be I go with smaller numbers. Okay, and it works over here. Okay, this one. Let's say if I have a question like this as a digit problem, something is getting divided by 3 and you're adding two numbers and finally it is becoming a 10. Okay, so I'll primarily focus on this part. Something is getting divided by 3. Now something is getting divided by 3 and towards the end it will remain an integer. You would agree it will remain an integer, and because then integers are going to add on to become 10 because there is no fraction on the right hand side. So what I'll do is I'll look at the options. There is a 9, there is a 9, 6 and a 3. Okay, so what I'll do is I'm going to go with, let's say I can go with either of them, but two choices over here, again kind of a thing I'm going to use over here. I'll go for, like, let's say when I have to pick a choice between 9, 6 and 3, two choices are saying 9, so I'll start with them. I'm not saying that this is going to work all the time, but I would prefer. Okay, so if I go with 9, so if I effectively put up a 9 over here, so effectively this is going to be a 3, and if you go with this option, so you add one more 3 and a 5, you add one more 3 and a 5, does it result into 11? It does not. So it does not. At this point of time, you can also see there is this delete button over here. So all of us know this game aptitude is a software based component. So you get these questions on software and you type in the right options. Now in case you're getting it wrong, then you can always use the delete button. Okay, that's where this delete button is going to be useful. Okay, so what I'll do is I'll remove this. It is not working. I will always, I'll try with this one as well though, because 9 and here it is going to be once again a 3, and Does it get with this option correct? Yes, it is working with this option. It is working correctly. So I believe that's going to be, second is going to be my right answer. Okay. Okay, that's great. Okay, so let's continue with the next question over here. So the next question over here, you can see again, let's go slow and steady. 8 is getting multiplied by with something. I have a negative over here. So this number over here is going to be a negative. You're subtracting it. And plus a 6 is resulting into 15. Okay, so to make things simple, I believe I can take this number over here. So 15 minus 6 will make it a 9. So effectively this is going to be 9 and I got rid of all this over here. Is it okay? So 8 into something, which is like moreover the multiples of 8, you subtract something and towards the end it should be a 9. Okay, and now at this point of time, I will look at the options. I have told you generally I prefer the smaller number, so I quickly glanced at it, but this does not work this time. I'll look at the second smaller number, which is going to be 8 into 2. This is 16 minus 7. 16 minus 7 is effectively 9 only, so this works. So my right answer is going to be A. Okay. All this you have to do it in less than 30 seconds. That's for sure. Okay. So with this last example, we end part 1 of the video for digit challenge, which is digit challenge part 1. Please watch the second and third video of digit challenge for more difficult questions. Thank you.